everybody, Lerock here. Yeah, this is my fourth audio vlog, on the Metroid Prime Battlefield. This I want to kind of talk about. I'll talk about some things I missed real quick in the last episode, and the possibilities of the engine that I had the idea of using anyway. Anyway, in the last episode, there was I mentioned the idea I had about like a starting command point that couldn't be taken over. But basically set up there so that players could still get in there without having to like wait the requisite 16 seconds or however long for the opponent to take over. And so that they'd still have a fighting chance. But I didn't mention what I wanted it to look like, and I was thinking maybe like the portals from Metroid Prime Echoes. You know, those big portals that you can activate with the scanner that get you into the light and dark world. Something like that, and maybe use like a modified portal image or some modified portal image type thing to get through. I don't know. And I believe I wanted to touch on the story a little bit, but I honestly can't remember what it is I'm thinking of. Which is funny because I'm recording this like literally right after I record the other one. But yeah, I just can't think of anything now. But anyway, now I want to talk about like the possibilities of using an engine to use. Obviously, this game is going to be in 3D, so we're going to have to use a 3D engine, and the only 3D engine I know of is Unity. The only problem is I have no grasp on programming, or if I do, it's a very small grasp. I have no ability to program. I have about as much ability to program as I do an ability to speak Japanese, which, by the way, for those of you who are not in the know, is not a huge thing. I know a few Japanese terms, but not a whole lot. And that kind of transitions over to programming. I know a few things, but not enough to really work with. Like I mean, with my Japanese, I know a few words and everything, but I can't do a whole sentence. Same with programming. I know a few programming terminology, but I don't know at all how to use them. And I hear a lot of math is used in it, and I'm supposedly really good at math, or at least that's what they said in school. Then again, I went to public school, so that's not really saying much, is it? Oh, that is such. Maybe that was a little too harsh. I'm sure, I'm sure a good deal of people would agree with me there. But anyway, enough of that. I have heard about Unity, and I'm sure many of you all interested in programming this have as well. But for those of you that don't know, Unity is a 3D programming engine that utilizes the ability to play in a browser, 3D games, in a web browser, like Firefox or Internet Explorer. It's actually quite neat. I've played some games in there, like Interstellar Marines, which looks pretty promising. I've seen some of the demo work that they've done on the website, which looks pretty good. One of my programming buddies who, unfortunately, I don't seem to have the ability to actually get in touch with to do this, to do the programming for this game. Though it's kind of sad because he loves Metroid. He loves the Metroid games well more than I do, and he can't find the time nor the I guess the patience. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not gonna say anything there to do an entire game, and so yeah, that's why I'm kind of that's kind of the reason I'm stretching out for anyone else out there, as many as it takes, I guess, as many as it would take to make this, so to make this a possibility. And I'd go for quality over quantity, by the way. So the better you are, the more grateful I'll be. I'm not gonna be able to pay you for a squat, but at least it would be credited for your work. And in the end, that's about all we can actually hope for, right? Obviously, we're not making any money off this thing. It's gonna be a fan game. So I'm probably looking into getting a lot of newbies, newcomers, freelance people, and using the term free very abusing the word free here, I guess I could say. But yeah. Let's see what else. Anyway, I was talking about Unity, wasn't I? I'm sorry, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and my brain's starting to shut down. But anyway, the Unity engine seems like a good promise, because what we could do there is, if we get good enough with it, we could actually use it for letting people play the game in the browser, so they wouldn't have to download the game, and they could download a version on there if they wanted to, which would definitely be which would most assuredly be an option. Not sure what we're gonna do about setting up servers and everything, because probably set up to where you could set up your own server. Because unless I get lucky enough to find someone who is willing to do a dedicated server lineup, I don't think it's going to be a possibility. So multiplayer matchmaking will probably be like other players set up servers, and if at all possible, I know it's not going to be possible for me, but if at all possible for anyone else, they could set up a dedicated server for matches on their own if they wanted. Again, I don't know. But it's an idea. I'm sure there's ways we can fix it. Ways we can set it up to work right. So maybe set up a forum and say like, hey, this is some suggested terms. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe set up a forum that they go through to get some online matchmaking for others looking to play a game with them in those same settings and all that stuff. Yeah. That'll be up to whoever actually knows what to do. That'll be up to probably the programmer who knows what they're talking about. Let's see here. Trying to think here while I'm I'm playing the game at the same time. You might be able to hear it in the background, I'm not entirely sure. I just got the volume down really low. I'm kind of doing oh, that's I guess it could, crap. My brain, again, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, so my brain's kind of going on shutdown mode here. It's really not wanting to cooperate with me right now, especially with the part of the game I'm on. Just in case you're interested, which I know so many of you are, I'm playing Metroid Prime Echoes right now. I'm on the, what I assume to be the hardest boss of the game, the Alpha Blog. Hate that thing so much. Got down to where if I could use just one more super missile on it, I'd kill it. But no, of course, it's gotta not open its mouth every time it charged at me. So I get really ticked off. There we go, finished it off. Yay, that was easy than the last couple times, wow. Anyway, now that I got that done, now I can get back to what I was talking about. Which I actually think I pretty much said almost everything I wanted to talk about the engine. Cause, in all honesty, I'm not really sure. I would love to use the Unity engine, if at all possible, because I know that's probably the best for 3D gaming right now. Or at least from what I understand. Again, I don't know any other engines. And of course, I'm willing to learn if there's like tutorials, and anyone's willing to teach me. I can try and learn as much as I can. I'm not saying I'll be able to retain it all, but I'm definitely interested in all the aspects, and would love to learn at least a little bit of everything. So that would be kind of like my goal, is to get everyone together and just kind of learn from them. And basically stuff like that. I also see this as being kind of a bonding experiment for me, seeing a way I could communicate with people in a way other than just talking and just yammering on, blabbering about just the random stuff that pops up in my head on these audio logs and these Let's Plays I do. Yeah. And basically, I could also tell you about the other goal for this game, is basically just to get out a good game. I just want to make a game. I've never made a game in my life. I've wanted to my entire life. Well, most of my life anyway. Probably since about 12. I've had dreams and aspirations of creating games. And just every step of the way, it's kind of been somewhat of a challenge for me, because no one shared an interest, and I kind of put that into the fault of the people in the region of the states I live in the United States I live in. Yeah. Safe to say the place I live, well, safe to say the state I live in is not one that I care for much. Yeah, and for those of you wondering tempted not to say it, but oh, you know what? You know what? I won't. I'll keep it quiet because I know that's personal information. I know I could probably tread on some dangerous water by picking on the state I live in, a state I was practically raised in. But anyway, I'm gonna pick something else to talk about now. That's related to the game, of course. I mentioned earlier, I think way back in video 1, which seems so long ago considering the length of time that it went by. That there are going to be like different types of like weapons and armor and equipment loadouts for your classes. I still don't have any of the specific details available, and anyone who's willing to come up with ideas are definitely willing to come up with ideas. But basically, the general idea is that you're going to get a few various different slots. Like you can have like armor slot, and this will change the way your armor works and change it in appearance slightly. Probably not enough to really make a huge difference in appearance wise. It's basically gonna be something like it's gonna raise your defense. Maybe give you like some kind of faux special ability that another class has. Like it may give you faux invisibility. Like it's invisibility like the spy class would have, but not as good. Or just stuff like that. Just random little perks and stuff. Like maybe maybe we'll put a gravity suit in there, make it you're no longer hindering to water. Maybe that'll be the gimmick of that, of water levels that we all dread so much. Or maybe not. I don't know. That's all kind of a lot of techno jargon right there at the moment. Gotta get my ears popped again. Yeah, that was a big yawn. A man's yawn, yeah. Anyway, on to probably the weapons now. Like I said again back way up episode 1, the weapons you'd be able to probably customize them slightly, like maybe give them scopes, give them longer or shorter barrels, longer or shorter clips, and just various other things like that. And of course, it would raise the cost to use these units by a little bit based on like how well the armor is, or what type of armor it is. Like something like a gravity suit, I can't imagine it being possibly that much more, because it's only going to increase your defense by a little bit and give you the ability to swim in water freely. It may just be end up saying, hey, you start off with that as like the armor you start off with is one of the armors you can switch out. Or maybe just start off the armor period. I don't know. Probably could figure something out. Like I said, there'd be different types of guns you could use that garner different effects based on how well you use them. to was the melee weapons of the space pirates, and how we figured out for the other guys, the Federation. Excuse me, not the main guys, the Federation. Yeah, I couldn't think there for a second. Oh boy, for those of you who've been watching me long enough, you sure know how hard that is for me to do. Yeah. What probably end up going down is, like the space pirates would have their signature size, which they could use a melee weapon, and then the Federation would have like knives and stuff. And these items could change as well. Like you could change your melee weapons appearance and look. Oh, that's the same thing, isn't it? Appearance and function. Let's see what else. Armor. So you probably have like a head item that you could change to. Like this would give you like different types of visors. Yeah, that should be how the visors work. Like they can pick one visor loadout, and that's what you're stuck with for the match, unless you decide to change your loadout mid-game, you know. But you probably could let that happen, I guess. Personally, I don't see a reason not to, but then again, my advent into gaming is pretty much just casual at best, unfortunate as that sounds. For those of you who are big into gaming like me, well, technically speaking, I'm big into gaming. I mean, I do Let's Plays man. Yeah, I'm definitely big into gaming. Crap, my brain thinking stopped working. They're quoting, someone else again, I can't think of who it is right now. Rolo T, that's it. For those of you who don't know who I'm talking about there, he's a guy when that got the glasses, he does like a podcast thing, and he's kind of got the running joke of being I guess the team idiot, I guess, I'm not sure. On the off chance he watches, he'll probably correct me if I'm wrong, or say something funny. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I reference a lot of people if you don't know. If you haven't been able to figure this out by now, I reference a lot of people. You can take that as either a good thing or a bad thing. I really, really don't care whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think these guys are awesome, and I'm sure they understand how awesome they are. To me. Anyway, yeah, this is kind of one of those episodes where I can't actually ramble. I probably will. But basically, let's see, the head items. You also, as the other items, you probably have like external slots. External slot items. These would be like stuff that would give you, I guess they'd be like the perks from Call of Duty. I think those are like they give you special things that the other items don't give you. But yeah, end this log off for now. And probably get some sleep. Probably find a save point on Echoes and finally get some sleep. I think earlier I also talked about the controls. So maybe that's what I'll do next episode. I'll dedicate like a small little episode to talk about controls. So yeah. So for now, I guess I'll sign off, or whatever the term is. In my traditional sense. As always, looking for pretty much an entire dev team to help me out. Developers, programmers, designers, anyone that's willing to help. I'd gladly let one. Probably up to a team of 5 or something. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out. I'd want to keep it enough to where it's like everyone's paying attention to each other, but not so much like you can't pay attention to anyone. So yeah. But that said, I guess I'll sign off for now. So I'll see you guys. Talk to you guys later.